Hi, welcome back to my channel. I am Lolita Haze, the Vintage Starlet, and today I am going to be using one palette for 3 looks. I will be using the new Tati Beauty palette to showcase 3 different vintage inspired looks. I'm just going to throw this out there. This is not sponsored. I purchased this palette with my own money. When I saw this palette, I knew I had to have it. I really liked the idea that there were 6 distinct shades in 4 different finishes. I somehow was able to resist the urge of opening this up first thing when I received it in the mail yesterday. So we will be sharing this experience together. I'm just going to do a basic first impressions, nothing in depth, because there are hundreds of other YouTubers that are way better at doing proper reviews than I am. There's Tati, beautiful Tati Westbrook. So the first thing I noticed about this palette, it is the heaviest palette that I've ever owned. Frankly, that's not saying much because I don't usually get palettes. This palette is exactly what it says, textured neutrals. All the colors are very neutral. Even the Poet, which seems brighter, I thought it was more pink from all the reviews I've seen with all the lights and everything. It's actually more of a deeper wine. It's not super dark, but I thought it was a little bit more of a fuchsia pink, and from what I'm seeing, it looks to be more of a wine or brandy. And then Aura looks like I'm going to be using this pinup first as my base mat. Then there is Soothe, which is a tan, light camel. Story, which is an orange. Ritual, which is a richer brown. And Memory, which is black. And as you see, they have all the textures, which are matte, sequin, metal, and glitter. And this is why I don't do reviews, because I'm doing terrible at this. So why don't we go ahead and just get into the looks. So the first look I'm going to show you is going to be an authentic vintage makeup style. Now, for all intent and purposes, when I say vintage, I specifically mean early 40s, late 30s, early 40s, wartime 40s, so early to mid 40s. I find that a lot of people say they're doing a 40s makeup look, but they're missing the boat completely. They have winged eyeliner, which, no. So early 40s makeup for the everyday woman, just like today, style is different from person to person, from region to region, but as a general rule, the everyday woman, it was focused on minimalistic. The lips were probably the highlight, not so much the eye makeup. So I will be showing you an authentic 40s eye makeup. I just want to let you know that I do have my base on, which is my foundation and powder. I did not use primer because I'm going to be washing this off for each look, so I didn't want to bother with that. It's just foundation and powder, nothing extreme. No contouring, no highlighting, no nothing. Now in the 40s, they did not have the array of makeup brushes that we do now, so I'm going to go ahead and use my finger such as they did. So to start off this look, I am going to go ahead and use Aura in the matte shade, and I'm going to put it all over my eyelid to give me an even base. Now this actually would not have been done in the 40s. However, to give it more of a clean look, I am going to go ahead and give my entire eye that flat look. Now you are more than welcome to use brushes if you like. I will be doing that for the next couple looks, but for this one I wanted to stay as authentic as possible. Back in the 40s, they didn't have the array of rainbow colors that we do now to choose from. They kept it to a minimalistic, basic color scheme. Those colors included blue, gray, blue-gray, green, violet, and brown. For a little while in the 30s, they did include black, but I think that fell out of vogue once the fresh, clean, minimalistic look came back into fashion. Since we can see that there are only one of those colors available in this palette, and it's 2 different shades, we are going to go ahead and start with the Soothe. The way they applied the makeup is they just did it on the eyelid and they blended it up until it faded away. So they really didn't go past the crease in your eyelid. And that is what I am going to do. You don't have to go too high up. It doesn't have to be dramatic. And once again, they did apply this with their fingers. I probably do not have the best fingers to use with these talons because they can't get into the inner crease of my eye very well. But if you make a mistake, chances are the women in the 40s did too. So as you can see, I am trying to blend this out so it's not quite a harsh edge. So the next thing I'm going to do is I am going to actually use Ritual here. Sorry, I'm not flipping you off. I'm going to be using Ritual here and using it as an eyeliner. Now eyeliner, pencil eyeliner actually, did exist in the 40s in brown, black, and blue. But once again, since brown is the only color we have, I am going to use that. I probably should have done this a little bit differently. I just sprayed some setting spray because I think that's what they do. And I'm just going to go around the edges as to not harm the shadow as nearly as much as I could. So I'm going to get that on there, once again using the matte in Ritual. And I'm going to line as close to my lash line as possible. I'm not going to wing it too high. I'm not going to make it bold. I'm just going to gently line my lash line. Can you see the difference? Now, winged eyeliner was not a thing in wartime 40s. In The Postman Always Rings Twice, which I actually think is 47? Oops. I think it's 47 with Lana Turner. Anyway, it's the 40s. She did have a bit of an extension, a bit of a, I guess you would call it a wing, but it's not that dramatic, sharp wing. It's more of just like a flick or fade, and I am actually going to do that right now so you can see what I'm talking about. This would be a lot easier if I didn't have to hold my mirror. So there you go, just a very subtle pull out of the liner, and that is it. That's all you need for early 40s wartime eyeshadow. Not too much. My eyes are definitely lined, but it's a subtlety. They're not bold, they're not dramatic, they're not a big outline. So let me just put on the rest of my face makeup so you can get an idea of the complete 1940s look. Alright, so there you have it, an authentic vintage 1940s everyday look. Just to give you a quick heads up of what I used on the rest of my face, I used the Benefit Goof Proof Brow Pencil. Now, eyebrow pencils did exist back in the 40s, but they were used very lightly just to fill in the sparse spots, not to really define, just to fill in. A well-groomed, natural brow was what the 40s woman looked for. Not too thick, not too thin. For my mascara, I used my Marc Jacobs. My blush, I used my classic blush palette from BH Cosmetics. I just used this bright pink color, and I used it on the hollows of my cheeks as well as my cheekbones. While contouring and highlighting did not exist in the way it exists for us today, makeup was used to shape the face. Blush was used to shorten a long face and elongate a short face. And because my face is rather round, I used the blush downwards so that it would lengthen my face. Last but not least, I used my Lime Crime New Americana on my lips, and much like the eyebrows, your lips are supposed to stay in the natural lip line, not too big and not too thin. So there you have it, an authentic vintage 1940s look. Okay, for look number 2, I am going to go with the modern pinup. This look has been made famous by Dita Von Teese and all the modern pinups that you see running around. This one focuses more on a modern glam and the bold eyeliner, the bold cat wing. Even if it's a small cat wing, it's still a very bold cat wing compared to the authentic 40s look. And as you see, before we get started on the second eye look, I have left my lips and my blush for this look because it's going to stay about the same. To start, I am going to do that wash again over my entire eyelid, once again using Aura. This time, I am going to use a makeup brush because quite frankly, it's going to be a lot easier. I am not using any primer. I am just applying this straight to my eyelids. And because this is more of a modern look, I am actually going to start out with Poet here to add a little bit of soft color to the eye look. I'm just using a fluffy brush. I don't know, one of these. I got this in an Ipsy bag. Now I am going to apply this from the outer edge all the way into the crease, not going down onto the lid and not going all the way over. First, I'm going to pat it on each side, and then I'm going to go ahead and blend that in. Yeah, this is definitely a deeper color than I was expecting from all the video reviews I saw, which is perfectly okay. Now, I do have hooded eyelids, so this is a little challenging, if you will, because the moment I open my eyes, I lose all that real estate of eyelid. It just folds in on itself. So in order to showcase the color, I'm actually going to go higher than most people do. If they have a nice broad eye with a nice flat lid, usually they have a larger highlight bone area. I go almost up to the eyebrow. Now because this is a little bit darker and a little more pink than I expected it to be, I'm going to go ahead and overlay some of that Aura Matte on it, just to soften and lighten that up just a little bit. Now most beauty gurus would have 12 different brushes for all this, but I go ahead and I just use the same brush because that's really all I have. Now, one misconception about the 1940s is that all the eyeshadows were matte. That is not true. There were shimmer eyeshadows, but those were usually used for evening or special occasions or parties. Because this is a modern pinup look, I'm actually going to add in some of that sparkle. I am going to go ahead and let's try using Poet in the sequin. It's a little bit of a shimmer. They say it's a matte base with the sparkles in it. So we'll see how that looks. I'm going to go ahead and use my brush to apply that as well. And for this, I'm just going to keep it up in the crease area. I think I went way too dark on this. That's okay. We can fix that in just a minute. Now, in order to keep that sparkle, but lose the color, I'm going to use Aura in sequin as well. Once again, just using the same brush because why not? I don't want to use any of these dark ones for this modern pinup look. I still want to keep it bright because I'm thinking more of modern pinup day wear. So once again, I am actually going to go back into Poet, but I'm going to go into the metallic. Now, from all the reviews that I've seen, they say using your finger is the best for this, so I'm going to try that. And if that doesn't work, I'm going to go back into the sequin. So For this, I'm just going to put on the outer edge and just blend in ever so slightly. I'm using my fingers to blend in the colors together. Alright, I am sure someone who is better at doing makeup and has had time to play with this palette a little bit more can do a better job than me. However, I think we're getting the basics of each look down. Just to brighten up that brow bone just a little bit, I'm going to go back to my flat brush that I used. I'm going to go back into the Aura sequin, and I'm going to just gently line the brow bone. Okay, now that that is done, I'm going to go ahead and add on my eyeliner and my brows and my mascara, and I'll be right back. So there you have it, the final modern pinup look. Just some quick notes about the rest of this look. The blush is BH Cosmetics Classic Blush Palette, and the lips are Lime Crime New Americana. For my brows, I once again used my Benefit Goof Proof. As you can tell, I defined them a little bit more. I made them thicker and more bold, more shapely, very much what the modern pinup aspires to have. And my mascara is once again Marc Jacobs. Now for the things that I did add to my look. I lightly lined my waterline using NYX Faux Whites pencil in Seashell. It's a pink. I used the Nomad highlighter Kiss of the Sun. For my winged eyeliner, I used the Betty Boop and Ipsy felt tip pen eyeliner. A fun little fact about the winged eyeliner, or the cat eyeliner that many pinups go to, this is not a 40s or even a 50s style. This style was introduced in the 60s by Maybelline, I believe, to promote their new liquid eyeliner. So while you'll see many modern pinups sport the look, it is not historically accurate. I tend not to wear the winged eyeliner very much, mostly because I have very small, very hooded eyes, and it's not as dramatic and flaring as the girls that have very beautiful, bright, wide, and big eyes with wonderful, openness on their eyes. The moment I open up my eyes, they disappear. Throughout the years, I have found some tips and tricks to make the winged eyeliner look a-okay on hooded eyes. So if you would like to see a video on that, just some tips and tricks, comment below. Let me know that is something you want to see. Because I, for one, struggle to get that very big, bold look. But there's ways you can still make it look nice without having that hook look. If you have hooded eyes, you know what I'm talking about. And last but not least, I finished the look with a pair of false lashes from Wink My Way in the style Atomic. So I'm going to wash off this eye look and get to the third look using the Tati Beauty Textured Neutrals Volume 1 palette. Alright, I am back for our third and final look. This look is going to be a very showgirl burlesque stage look. Very dramatic eyes. Perfect for that oh so glamorous stage look. Once again, I am going to start off with a wash of Aura in the matte color. So now that I know that the poet is richer and deeper than I expected, I'm going to start out gently. And let's see, what should we do? I think we can do a full wash of the Aura in the metallic shade. Once again, they suggest you use your fingers, but I'm going to start out a little bit with the brush, see if this will work. And this I'm going to apply all over the lid and up into the brow bone just a little bit. Not too much though. Okay, I lied, I am going to use my fingers. Okay, up Up next, I want to add in just a pinch of color. So I am going to go back into Poet, but this time using the metallic shade. And once again, I will be using a brush for this because I want it to apply a little bit lighter than it would with my finger. For this, I am going to go into the crease and in on over. Very gently putting it in, just to add some color. I do not want this to be the showstopper color. I'm actually going to go into Memory, which is a nice black silver if you include the glitter, but I'm going to keep that to the outer corner, so I'm just going to go ahead and blend this up into my eyebrow, but only in the front part. Now to add the Memory color, I think I'm going to start out with Sequin. I'm using a smaller tipped brush. I'm just gently going to apply it on the edges, just to really define, and shape that crease. I'm taking a fluffier blending brush and just fluffing that out a little bit and lifting it up. Now I do want to add some sparkle to this, so I'm going to go into the Memory Metallic, once again using my finger, my dirty finger, but that's okay. And I'm going to pull this in on the edge. Wow, that was more intense than I expected. There is a little bit of fallout, but that is my fault because I'm an imbecile when it comes to makeup. It's a little bit sharp of a look, so I want to add, let's go ahead and go back up into Aura, but this time get the glitter shade. Oh, my hands are really dirty. I'm going to place that right in the center and over to the corner. I need to switch hands because this has a broken nail and I can get closer to the inner corner. Now I feel like this is not sparkly enough, so I am going to go back up into Poet and get the Poet glitter. And I'm just going to put that where the pink is. Real gently pat that on the pink area. Just to add some sparkle and glitter. And last but not least, we are going to go back into that Memory, this time the glitter shade, because we're showgirls, we like glitter. And I am going to put that right on the edge. Go back in with that slightly smaller one, and just where my eye dips down, it kind of goes like this. I just want to fill that in so that my eye has a very smooth shape. But I'm not going to line the under eye with this, and I'll show you why. Because I am about to do a showgirl trick. I'm just quickly blending this in just a little bit because it wasn't looking very smooth. I know it's looking like a hot mess right now, but I'm a hot mess. So remember how in look number 1 we used the eyeshadow as an eyeliner? Well, we are going to do that again, but a little bit different. This actually helps make your eyelashes look more voluminous. I'm going to go back into that Ritual Brown, and I'm very gently going to create a line underneath. I'm not lining my eye, but very gently going to line underneath it and then pull it out, almost creating a wing, but on the underneath, not up, just out. This is a lot easier if I don't have to hold the mirror. Now Now as you can see, I've dragged that brown out. This is going to create a false shadow. Remember when I was talking about Lana Turner earlier in The Postman Always Rings Twice? If you look very closely at her eye makeup, they do the exact same thing here with her eyes. Now, hers was a little bit softer of a brown and it was a little bit more smudged, where mine is darker, mine is more defined, but I will be on stage with this with blaring lights and it'll create the illusion of even fuller lashes because here's a false shadow. This was also a trick that Marilyn Monroe did. I'm going to do a couple touch-ups and finish this eye look, and I will be right back with the final look. And here she is, the showgirl look, ready to take on the stage. So just some final words about this finished makeup look. For my eyebrows, I kept them to my natural shape. I did not make them any bolder. However, I did include a little bit of a point, an arch, a defined point and arch, much like Marilyn Monroe's eyebrows. I do this so that when I'm on stage, I have very sharp defined brows, but not too bold, not too big. I want very natural looking eyebrows. The mascara is once again Marc Jacobs. This time I'm using false eyelashes Seduce, once again by Wink My Way. For the eyeliner, I once again use the Betty Boop and Ipsy liquid pen eyeliner. Now for this one, I went ahead and I did not go all the way in. I started right at my pupil and went out. This gives me more of a dramatic look due to the fact that my eyes are small, close together, and hooded. Once again, if you want to see a video on liquid eyeliner and hooded eyes, please comment below, let me know so that I know that's something you want to see and then I should go ahead and film. I use that same Nomad highlighter, and if you notice, my blush is a little more intense. This is because I am going to be on the stage with lights. So I went ahead and used that same BH Cosmetics blush palette, only this time I went for the richer, deeper cranberry red. I guess if there's names for these, I don't know what they are anymore, but this one's more of an intense look. And I did go heavy-handed on it specifically because it's for the stage. I went ahead and used the e.l.f. liquid eyeliner in jet black just to add my signature beauty mark. I really do have a beauty mark underneath there. It's just really, really faint. So I like to emphasize it, like I'm important. And last but not least, now my lips. The base is Lime Crime's New Americana. However, I used a lip brush, I almost said lip pen, a lip brush, and used Lime Crime in Eclipse to line and shadow and create definition. And I also use Lime Crime's Diamond Crushers, this time in choke, just as a little highlight there, but this will help emphasize and almost draw cartoonish looking lips on. Once again, ready for the stage. So that's it. Those are the 3 looks using the one palette. What'd you think? Which one was your favorite look? The daily minimalistic vintage authentic 1940s? The modern pinup that is super glam but can be worn day or night? Or do you prefer the seductive, stage-ready, burlesque dancer, showgirl makeup? Very dramatic, just like me. Last but not least, what did you think of the Tati palette? Have you bought the Tati palette? What do you think of the reviews of the Tati palette? I just want to say, first off, I don't know what I'm doing. This was my first time using it. I am not a makeup guru. I am not a beauty guru. I am an idiot when it comes to doing makeup. So if it's not perfect or well done, that's fine. I don't know how to use this. I'm learning just like you. So I hope that I was able to help you. And if you choose to get the Tati Beauty palette, let me know. Let me know what you thought of it. Are you going to try one of these looks? So if you like this video and you want to see more content like this or have suggestions for me, please subscribe. Please like these videos. It lets me know that you're actually seeing them. I'm really unsure if anybody's actually seeing my content due to the fact that I'm a burlesque performer and sometimes I do post burlesque clips, and I don't know if YouTube kind of does like a shadow ban thing like Facebook does and Instagram does, so just let me know. Comment, like, just let me know you're out there seeing and want to see more. So that is it from me and Tati Beauty. Yeah, I'm really happy. One palette, and 3 different looks. Alright, have a great night or morning or wherever you are. Have a beautiful everything. And I will see you in the next video.